It was a humid morning in the Lapa Vermelha cave near Belo Horizonte when archaeologist Annette Laming-Empereur brushed away the dust and found a piece of bone that would reshape a continent's story. The year was 1975. The place, a limestone shelter in Minas Gerais, amid a landscape long known to scientists since the 19th century explorations of Peter Wilhelm Lund. The find itself was modest, cranial fragments, a jaw, teeth, but when the bones were reconstructed they became one of the oldest and most discussed human skeletons in the Americas. They called her Luzia. From the first press photographs, Luzia's face arrested experts. Her skull's shape did not match the gracile crania then commonly associated with modern Native American groups. Instead, some specialists observed features they likened to peoples from Australasia and Melanesia. Radiocarbon dates placed her at roughly 11,500 years before present, ancient, but not alone. Yet the combination of age and anatomy opened a larger, uncomfortable question. Were the Americas populated by multiple waves of people from different places, not only the Siberian corridor that dominated the Orthodox story? That question became a crucible. At stake was more than bones. It was the origin myth of a hemisphere and the prestige of prevailing paradigms. For decades, the Clovis First model, the idea that a single migration via an ice-free corridor brought the first Americans, held intellectual power. Luzia's morphology, together with other outliers found across South America and the growing evidence at sites like Monte Verde in Chile, forced scientists and the public to rethink timing, routes, and diversity of early settlers. The reaction split into two camps and heated arguments spilled from academic journals into national newspapers. Some archaeologists celebrated Luzia as proof that the peopling of the Americas was a mosaic, possibly including coastal or Pacific crossings and different ancestral stocks. Others cautioned that skull shape alone could mislead. Population variation, later mixing, and preservation biases made simple headlines dangerous. Accusations flew. Proponents accused the establishment of resisting paradigm change. Skeptics accused media and local politicians of sensationalizing preliminary findings for political gain and tourist dollars. Those accusations hardened into what some called a conspiracy, not of clandestine plots, but of inertia and identity politics. In Brazil, debates touched nerves. Celebrating a deep, complex prehistory challenged narratives of colonial continuity and indigenous heritage. Internationally, entrenched models and reputations made many scientists reluctant to abandon neat stories. Funding, publication, and professional advancement were entangled with the accepted view. When Luzia's case was invoked, reviewers sometimes demanded extra scrutiny. Publications were delayed. Public statements were hedged. To those outside the halls of science, it looked like silence and suppression. Yet the scientific method, slow and stubborn, began to do its work. New finds, refined dating, and more sophisticated analyses of skeletal and later genetic data broadened the field. Luzia never provided a single neat answer. Instead, she became a provocation, a tangible reminder that human history is often messier than the models we prefer. In the years after her discovery, Luzia's skull sat at the center of conferences, papers, and heated debates. She forced archaeology to ask better questions about migration routes, coastal travel, and the diversity of early peoples. The drama around Luzia was not theater alone. It was a textbook case of how science, media, politics, and identity collide when a single discovery threatens comfortable narratives. Today, the story of Luzia remains a lesson. Discovery can be humble and disruptive, and the truth often unfolds slowly, amid argument and revision. A fragment brushed from a cave floor on a humid morning became a voice from the deep past, asking the living to listen more carefully to the complexity of human beginnings in the Americas.